in the top left-hand corner of Whirlwinds, we have our Red Protoss player from the Team Prime up 3-1 in this best of 9 so far. It is Creator. His opponent, our reigning Fight Club champion, down in the bottom right-hand corner, choosing the largest map in our map pool. It's the Pink Terran player, Sting.
Yeah, I'm really curious as to what he's got planned out on this map. I really feel like he wants to visit his dropping, being aggressive, distracting people. And with a bigger map, that becomes more viable, of course. There's more space to watch, there's more opportunities for things to be missed. So that's what I'm kind of expecting from him, is he just wants to be more aggressive in terms of being all over the place. And he just hasn't been able to do that because Creator's done a good job of having observers on the map and scouting him every time. And with it being a bigger map, those chances become very small. It dwindles quite a lot. So that's what I think Sting's going for. He's kind of going for a shot in the dark here, saying maybe Creator will miss something, and I'll be able to play my style here. Yeah,
I feel like that strong 2-base strategy is actually going to pay off at some point. Like, it really could be, could work out well for him. He looks like he's going to go barracks first here. We'll see if he follows this up with gas. But that command center first, into 3 racks, get a couple medevacs, and go just at that time when Creator, he's investing into his robotics bay and his 1-1 upgrades. But before any of those have hit, like, go before upgrades, just rush for medevacs. I think something like that would actually end up working out well for him. But for now, we'll see what he does. He's got the second barracks about ready to be constructed over here on the left-hand side.
Yeah, so he will be going for some 2-racks aggression. Interesting choice with it being a bigger map. The things I mentioned in game number 1, we see 2-racks, of course, people kind of skip out on Zealot, so you can do some damage to probe lines. It becomes a little bit harder because of a really long rush distance. I think he's just doing this, to grab some map control and just have some dominance in the early game. Might see him follow up into a second command center, into a third orbital right away after this.
All right, well, we'll see what pops out here. He's certainly going to need another supply depot soon. Creator, once again, though, wants to get out with an early scout. Of course, he didn't do it on Ohana. He did end up defeating the all-in with Siege Tanks and Banshees that hit him. But if anything like that were to happen again, it would be very, very devastating. Now, of course, the map is so big that Creator hasn't had the luxury, if this had been a command center first, of being able to pull off of gas immediately. So he's following through with his normal build, Cybernetics Core, looking like it's going to be a 1-gate expand for him, though.
And the Marine pops out at 310 like it normally does. Learn that from Kibbles, and it will begin that probe out of the way here. So he will not know there's a second racks there. Sting usually does a good job of hiding Marines really, really well. He sticks with that probe. You can see that Marine just constantly falling around looking for it. So he can have his pack of Marines follow up and go a different path that isn't scouted here. But Creator actually jukes him, man. He goes through the Forest of Destiny, and he will come around to the bottom left here and will be making his way into scout once again. Luckily, Sting one step ahead of him. Okay, I lost my probe. I'll leave 1 Marine on the ramp, and he won't know.
Yes, exactly, because he's keeping 1 up there, and if you were constantly producing Marines from 1 barracks, that would still be totally normal to see 3 Marines up here at the front. But, of course, everything that pops out of this barracks is sitting down towards the bottom right. That way Creator can't get a read on it. But look at this. Creator is... the way this guy reads the game is disgusting. He knows something is up. He decides to go for 3 gateways immediately. No expansion out of him quite yet. And he is going to be able to shut down any sort of Marine production, or Marine pressure, I should say, very early.
And it looks like Sting's going to go ahead and bunker up here and just go into macro mode, get an expansion up, maybe potentially in that fast third I was mentioning earlier. Because with that scout, I mean, he went in there and he saw it. Okay, he's really well defended. He's going to have 3 gateways. He's going to be looking pretty nice here. But actually with that bunker going up, he's still moving out across the middle of the map here. Just going to try and maybe patch in and try to do a little bit of damage. I'm looking for this orbital, or this command center. He's got enough minerals. It looks like he's just really, really focused on his Marines, I guess.
Yeah, but he's got to get that down sometime soon. Yeah. And this is just wasted time now. So he had the resources to do it for a while. Looks like that Stalker bounces up to the front. Nice job by Sting to get a little extra damage in there. It was all shield damage for now. But he does successfully run these Marines around the side without anything being detected. Of course, little does he know, though, that Creator has been on 3 gateways for a while and is about to have a fresh warp-in.
Yeah, Creator's pretty safe from this. These 5 Marines will walk in. Oh, he's going to scout it. Oh, I think he's going for a third, but that was just really, really fortunate there for Creator. So warp in Stalkers right away, and this is held off. There's that third command center I was talking about a little bit earlier. Would like to see that a good 10-15 seconds earlier. But he's very, very active with this engagement here. Going to go ahead and pop on in, and he won't be able to do anything. There's no probes up. Creator is perfectly safe here and in a pretty strong position. It looks like he wants to go to that third because he had that probe go earlier. So as soon as he can deal with these Marines, he'll go and expand once again, and we'll have ourselves a nice little macro game. We'll have some downtime for a bit.
Yeah, but Sting's still got to be crying a little bit. He does manage to pick off 1 Stalker, and that's good.
Worth it. That's what I would type in all chat.
Worth it. Unfortunately, not quite, but... But, I mean, you know, at that point, though, he's got to be tearing out his hair hair. I mean, he tries to do a little 5 Marine poke, which would have been fine because he knew there was a stalker across the map. But unfortunately for him, he gets in there. He sees that that Nexus, was still under construction. And when you know that, you know there's more gateways behind that. So just very unfortunate timing. And Creator actually going to follow this up with a big 4-gate.
Yeah, he'll go do some 4-gate pressure. This is a nice choice. He already had the 3 gates up already, so why not just get a little bit on the aggressive side? I mean, it's a change of pace from what we've seen from this series, and it puts Sting back a little. Oh my gosh, you just attacked me? What? So Pro coming in here, Marine's gonna deal with that right away, and just Kratos getting really, really lucky, I think, in this game in terms of his probes finding the Marines. Like, that's so hard to find on such a huge map. But Kratos now moving across the middle of the map. 3 sentries, 3 stalkers, 1 zealot. A bit of a strong force. We like to see a probe with that, and that's that probe that got killed off, so we can get a pylon up. So effectively, Sting indirectly has slowed down this small little pressure that might have been coming.
And looks like Creator may be deciding to eventually move into what we saw in the game on Antigua Shipyard, which was the single Forge, single Twilight Council afterwards, prioritized +1 armor. Now, whether he goes for the Blink after this or whether he just guns it straight for Charge and eventually Storm, we'll have yet to find out, but it looks like it is going to be the non-robo route.
All right, can we look into the main of Sting real quick? I just want to get an idea of what he's going for. Okay, so he's grabbed the, what is this, second racks here?
He's got 3 in total. He still has this one over to the side.
Okay, so 3 racks. He's just going standard here. It's falling up into +1 weapon, stim pack, of course, falling up to factory, so get that starport. Everything looking pretty nice for him here. I actually wouldn't mind seeing a second engineering bay. If he does he have a 3rd and 4th gas? I can't even see here.
Yes, he does.
Okay,
well,
so
he's getting his 4th.
Okay, so yeah, he can definitely afford to have that second engineering bay up and just get out those upgrades and just be ready to, I guess, manhandle Creator in a fight. But he's playing a little bit more passively here because it's kind of greedy to go for double engineering bay, so I can understand his thought process.
All right. Well, a pretty well-rounded Bioforce popping out of Sting at the moment. And like you said, we have stabilized for a while. SEV tries to get up to the front, but Creator's in perfect position to deny it any sort of vision whatsoever. And eventually, this is going to be 7-gate, although that is a nice scan. Let's actually take a look at what Sting just saw there. Sees pretty much everything. Single Forge, Twilight Council. He sees actually all 7 gates. Wow, that's incredible. And the Templar Archive. So he's got perfect vision of what his opponent is doing and immediately responds with the Ghost Academy.
Yeah, that's actually a really good choice there. Being off 2 bases is a good chance there could be a handy amount of zealots there, especially with that Templar Archives. You can assume, okay, he's been putting a lot of gas in the High Templar, so he's going to have a lot of zealots there. So having EMPF ready is a really good defensive spell to have on your side here. So I like Sting's position here. I completely agree with you. That scan was very, very money for him. Even followed up with a couple more racks, too.
Now, this is still going to be very powerful out of Creator.
It's a strong push.
Yes, and he is indeed going for the Storm charge lot route that we were talking about before. Now, oh wow, 8-gate after this. Okay, so this is verging on all in now for Creator.
Is that a pylon in the top right corner at the 3 o'clock position, or is that a...
Yeah, yes, it is.
Sweet. So he's got some already littered on the way.
But Sting literally has knowledge of this as basically as soon as he possibly could. He saw gateways number 5, 6, and 7 actually warping it at the same time. He already got his command center finished, so he moves up to 5 barracks in total. He starts to produce those ghosts.
So Sting just completely stopped his push by killing that probe in the bottom right corner. He didn't get the pylon. I wish we would have looked up for that pylon. But as soon as that happened, Kratos said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and expand here. It's not worth trying to get another probe out there, trying to get more pylons up. It'll just slow me down. I'm just going to go for a late game. And Sting says, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start moving out. Get my medevacs, go to the bottom left corner here, come around to the 3rd maybe, and just try and distract. This is a distract game that Sting likes to do. And finally, we're getting into where Sting is comfortable at. But a Zealot is going to see this. Creator, you lucky. No, he's actually not lucky. He's super skilled. He put a Zealot there for a reason. Gosh.
Yes.
That would frustrate me so hard if I ran into that. But here we go. Drop's going to happen. There's that patch of units that Creator is famous for.
Yep.
And he is well defended.
And there's actually a problem because there are so many Templar that are out there, and these medevacs actually haven't been used for their healing powers yet. If they don't actually get used for their healing powers, the feedback will kill them very soon. So
I like healing powers. It sounds like, I don't know, something that you're gifted with. Like
these medevacs healing powers, not Terran engineered at all.
Ooh, this is a little bit scary though.
This is very scary. Sting having to full stim away and tries to duck in units from the side and gets them stormed. That's a disaster for Sting.
Yeah. I think Creator may have missed a force there, but I see why he missed a storm. And now suddenly we have a flow of units coming in at all angles.
Oh,
essentially,
no.
he looks like Zerg flanking in from all angles. And you know what? Sting's gonna do his best, take what he can as he's running away, but this is really scary. Look at the HP on those units; they're so low. And now suddenly, let's look at his natural. Does he have anything? He's got a few units. That third is in trouble.
He salvaged one of those bunkers, though. Oh yeah, I mean this third is gone. He has to lift that very soon. This is turning into to be very scary now for Creator, though. Sting had a ton of time to prepare for this. He has a couple of ghosts on the field, so he should be able to get a couple of decent EMPs off. But Creator is managing this just fantastically. That engagement in the middle was just unbelievable.
Yeah, and with him getting that third too as well, suddenly this push has more girth to it. It's way stronger. He has a better economy, and this push that we're talking about that was really scary, suddenly it's scary times 8. And we have Zealous charging in here. A couple of force fields would be great behind that bunker and maybe to section out some of those units. And here we go, charging on in. Where are the force fields at? Please give me a couple of them. No, he's going to use Guardian Shield there. The Psy Storm lands on everything. Another burn as well. Oh, that's painful.
Wow. That second one was great. The first one hit as many Zealots as it did opposing bio units, but the second one was just unbelievable. And unfortunately for Sting, he is getting demolished.
Yeah, this is literally an A-move maneuver. He's so far ahead. His upgrades are looking great. He just had a nice amount of Zealots. His engagement was pretty flawless when he came in. He made sure to constantly keep stepping his way on up, so he had all of his units dealing with Sting. And Sting loses all of his SCVs. He's fighting for the best he can here with a couple of Marauders, but it's looking like Sting's small run might already be over.
Yeah, I mean, Creator is going to put himself just one game away from taking this whole set if he ends up grabbing this game. And man, that's another command center down. Sting still has 2 left, but this one's just being floated over in an emergency, and Creator has just absolute perfect control of this game.
Well, continuing to move forward here, he's got pylons littered as well, can constantly reinforce if he would like. Sting holding his best here, holding that ramp to the best ability if he can. Certainly at Fort Knox here, just sitting there with a bunker and a couple of racks, but the Stalkers are now walking up, and Sting is forced to GG. Creator taking Fight Club 4-1 here.
Yeah, well, it goes up 4-1. It is a best of 9, so he still has one more win to get before he would be able to take the set. So Sting still has the tiny little mini glimmer of hope.
Bad.
Yeah.
I'm really upset. I'm upset for Sting because I watched a lot of his VODs. I know how good he is. Like, he's such a fantastic player. He's essentially a mono player. He's so good at just getting in there and doing a lot of damage. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but when you watch him play and when he's on fire and he's in his element, he does so much work, and I love watching. Unfortunately, Creator just has his number, it seems.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to run into a commercial break. When we get back, it's going to be time for game number 6, what could be our last game of the night. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.